Hi, this is Kim with Getting Bolder, and this is a follow up to my video, Create Your Dream Life Now, in which I make the suggestion that a really great life is actually composed of a series of really great days, and that a really great day is composed of a series of really great moments. And a lot of these moments are small, they're within your control right now. In other words, you can start to make incremental steps towards living the life you ultimately want where you are right now, right here. But I think it's so easy for us to assume that our dream life is somewhere else. We'll start living it once we retire, or when we move to Barcelona, or when we weigh 124 pounds, or something like that. It's always deferred, and that's silly. I think that the way that you get closer to the life of your dreams is you start to weave in and integrate as much as you can right where you are right now. So, I came up with 7 questions that might kind of help inch you a little closer to that. And they're going to sound Mickey Mouse. They're going to sound simplistic. They're going to sound off the point. But bear with me because I really do think that these small decisions can lead us to fantastic, large results. The first question that I would ask is, when you picture yourself in the future, in the life that you really want to have, what kind of shoes are you wearing? I've always had a thing for the idea of navy canvas flats with a big bow across the instep. They struck me as being both casual and sophisticated, of being feminine, but also kind of hip and sporty, like what people would wear walking through the cobblestone streets of Europe, a little Audrey Hepburnish. And then guess what? I bought a pair and I love them. Every time I put them on, I get that little tingle of Audrey Hepburn in Italy and Roman holiday energy, just for a moment. So what's your dream shoe? Is it a certain type of hiking boot that represents for you a really outdoorsy, active life? Is it Bomba slippers? I mean, Bomba that makes the socks. Apparently, they make the best bedroom slippers in the world, and they're like $65, but they're the Mac Daddy of bedroom slippers. So is that the complete and lush relaxation? Is those Bomba slippers? Or maybe it's like brown and white spectator pumps like Julia Roberts wore in Pretty Woman. That might be to you femininity and kind of the carefree, breezy beauty. It doesn't matter what it is, but a shoe is a big part of our identity. So, question number 1, what kind of shoes would you wear in your dream life? And can you get them now? Number 2, when you picture yourself sitting at that cafe table in your imaginary dream life and raising your glass of wine, who's the other side of the table? Who is someone in your life that you wish you saw more frequently? They always make you laugh. You always feel better after you spend time with them. We've all got people like this, but sometimes weeks, months, years can pass without us having any meaningful time with them. So, pick up the phone, arrange a Zoom call if they're far away, set a dinner date if they're closer. That niece that you always just felt like you got her as she got you. That friend from college that just cracks you up so much that you guys practically pee. You laugh so hard when you're together. Get with them. Because do you know what is the single biggest factor in how long you live and how well you live as you age? The quality of your relationships, having other people around you. Don't leave this to chance. Track those people down today. And then the third thing is kind of in the same vein. What kind of music makes you feel good? Music is so accessible. We can have it around us all the time. Recently, I was really bummed by a job situation. And I was getting ready to get in the car and undertake like a 2-hour drive. And I thought, well, I can kind of stew about what's going on and get myself, kind of wound up before I get to my event where I'm speaking. Or I could listen to some old Fleetwood Mac. Number 4, I'm always amazed when people talk about their ideal imaginary day, how often it involves taking a walk. So take a walk now. Here's how you can kind of upgrade your walk a little bit. Don't just walk the around your neighborhood or the path you normally do. Think of a really super great neighborhood somewhere in your city where it's posh and the parks are pretty. Go there, find a greenway. Just kind of upsell your walk. And if you're not sure what to do, this is my tip. Download ChatGPT, get the app, And it's super user-friendly. It's free if you use it in the simple way, and 99% of the time you are using it in the simple way. And just type in um, easy 2-mile walks near Matthews, North Carolina. We'll only type that in if you're in Matthews. Type in whatever you want. And it will spit out all these great ideas for places near your hometown where you can take a walk. I've lived in this little hometown my whole life. My mother taught me elementary school here. And when I did that, ChatGPT suggested things that I had literally never heard of that are right in my own hometown. So that's great. Take a walk. It might not be down the streets of Paris, but you can certainly make it a terrific walk a lot closer. Here's 5 and 6. Imagine the scope of what a perfect day would look like to you. Imagine the first thing you would do when you got up in the morning in your future life that you want to live someday. And again, a lot of times this is something really simple. People will say, well, I'd meditate, or I would journal, or I'd walk my dog, or I'd drink a cup of green tea, or I would listen to this music, or I would do a series of yoga stretches. I'd do a salute to the sun. These are all things you can do now. Same thing with number 6. In this imaginary dream life, what would be the last thing you would do before you would drift off to sleep at night? And again, for a lot of people, this is something very simple and very attainable. A friend of mine was like, well, I would spray a lavender mist on my pillow. And she likes Native American flute music, which I do too. And she said, I'd put on really soft music. I wouldn't go to sleep to the computer or the phone or the TV. I'd let music take me out. And I'm like, well, get some lavender spray. And she's like, oh, I've got some. I've had it for years. It's in my underwear drawer. And I'm like, well, and you can download flute music. And she's like, oh, I've got several, I've already got several downloads. In other words, all the components for the lavender and the flute music are within her grasp, very close. And still, for some reason, she's not doing them because she's saving them from some point in her life where she more deserves them. I hope she'll start doing the lavender and the flutes now, because like so many of the components of a perfect life, they're small, they're doable. You can do them now. And number 7, it was kind of a joke in the first video that I kept telling my friend to get a pomegranate because she kept saying, oh, in my ideal life, I'd eat pomegranates. But I do think that sometimes just doing a food that's a little unusual to you, a fruit that you don't. I got black plums the other day and they were so delicious. A fruit that you wouldn't normally indulge in. Try it. Sometimes, it's kind of like we won't buy scallops. They seem like a fancy food, or we don't mill around the cheese department and see what kind of draws our eye. We associate these foods with vacations, or at least having other people with us, maybe holidays. Why can't you incorporate them into your everyday life? Just a small, unexpected treat. If you always buy Honeycrisp apples, buy the Gala kind. These are another small way in which you can inch yourself a little closer to your ideal life. So, what are you waiting for? I hope this answer is nothing. Please, just kind of tomorrow, think about what are 3 things I can do that would be things I would do in my ideal life, but I'll do them here and now. That's where it starts. Because it's not the big decisions that make us happy. It's the little decisions that make us happy. It's the little choices, the little pieces that we Jenga together. That's what makes life worth living. Talk to you soon. Bye.